Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm going to build a Dakota fire hole for you, show you how to do that. What you want to start out with, your hole wants to be about 12 inches, about a foot in diameter. I just take my foot, mark a couple spots. I wear 11 and a half shoes, so that's roughly about a foot. So what you want to start out with, I have some bare ground right here, and one of the whole points of this is to, one, minimize your trace, or people being able to trace you, see where you've been. It's really easy to cover up, a lot more so than your average fire above ground. It burns hotter, it produces less smoke, and it's a lot more efficient and burns hotter with less wood, keeping the heat inside, radiating against the walls of the hole, and so on. So what I'll start doing is I marked out my hole, and I'll just, if you have grass right here, you'll want to make a little plug and get like the sod up, and pull the sod up and put it off to the side. So when you fill this back in, you can put that plug right down on top of that, and nobody will hardly even know you were there. So let's pretend this is my plug. Well, this can be my plug. Say there's a lot of grass on top of this, with the roots and whatever. So you got your plug. Put that off to the side. Any parts that break off. Alright guys, you can see this hole. It's pretty deep. It's about a foot deep, maybe a little more. The next thing you're going to want to do is going to kind of measure over about 8 inches. This is still 12 foot, so I'm going to kind of guesstimate a little bit. Make a little mark right here. What you're going to want to do is make another hole that goes, it's probably about the size of your fist, about 6 inches in the diameter. You're going to want to start it and go straight down towards the bottom of the hole, and it's going to create an air vent. When you get your fire started, it's going to start radiating, and as it starts burning, the flames coming up is going to create a suction over here in this hole that's going to pull air down into it. So I'm going to get my hole started right about here. I'm cheating with a little trowel. So try to mark that out a little bit. That's kind of about the size you're going to want your hole, right about the size of your fist. You're going to have to dig down in there with your forearm and stuff, so it's going to get bored out quite a bit. The further away from the hole it is, the longer it's going to take you, depending on whether the ground is loose, really wet. We had a bunch of rain lately from Hurricane Ike about a week ago. He dumped a bunch of rain on us, so the ground's still pretty damp, which is really good for this, but it could be a little drier. Okay, once you get what you think is about halfway through on that hole, you start over here on this side and start boring it out, because you're just going to have a pretty hard time getting your hole dug that deep down, so it'll be easier to start back over here on this side. Another thing is, you probably see a root there. If there's a lot of roots in the area that you're thinking about building one, don't, because you'll screw yourself over. You'll end up hitting this root, and unless you got something to really bust up a big root, you're going to kind of be screwed. Alright guys, so I got my hole dug through. Getting that middle part from this top hole to that hole over there is the hardest part, really. You're going to spend most of your time doing that, getting it out there. It doesn't have to be exactly the size of your hand, just so it's a pretty decent diameter hole to let the air in. So I got some sticks ready over here. Probably need a few more. Alright, let's get our fire going. A bunch of dry stuff. Should go up pretty well. It's going to burn pretty quick, so you gotta get some sticks on there. Okay, so I got my fire going decent right now. It's still getting in its beginning stages. You can see it's not really smoking as much as your average fire. You might be able to hear the air getting sucked through. You can hear it. You can hear it really good. You can see how well that's working, really. You can see that it's not really catching a lot over on this one side because the air's coming through. Once it gets settled down just a little bit, you can take sticks. Yeah, once you get coals burn up and a nice bed of coals down there, you can start putting sticks across it, and that'll act like a grill. Okay, once you get your fire up to the temperature you want and burning, you're going to have to add wood and whatnot, but if you have time, well, while you're building this, cut a sapling, cut it in like 4 pieces or so, and let it sit in the water. Let it sit in some water if you have it. And it won't get it won't burn quick. It'll burn, but it won't burn as quick as it would if it was just dry like this. Just lay it across, kind of. Then whatever you might have that you're going to cook. So that's how you make a DAKOTA fire pit. When you're done with your fire, then you just want to take that, cover it in, probably going to end up with a little extra, stamp it down, and then put your plug back in and cover this up. Might be a good idea to actually make, instead of starting out with a hole, start out with an oval, so you know you're going to have to go in at an angle, but also so you can take another plug out right here and put it off to the side, so you can put this plug in too. But you guys have a good one, and take care.